Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. This is Simon with AvaTrade, and welcome to our Sunday's webinar where we're making a plan for the week. Special welcome goes to new people. I hope you'll find this useful and practical. And just few words, what we're trying to do here is pretty much creating a plan. And as traders like to say, you plan your trade and then you trade your plan, as simple as it is. My name is Simon Friedman and I'm Senior Account Manager with AvaTrade. I started my trading career in June of 2000 as a prop trader on Wall Street. I did it for about 11 years. And after that, I moved into, I would say, a less stressful way of trading. And I started to mentor and educate others. And I'm very happy that currently I have a great opportunity to assist our customers with AvaTrade. The agenda of the webinar, we talk a little bit about fundamentals. We try to see what happened past week and what's waiting for us in upcoming week. We talk a little bit about the economic calendar, what's coming out as far as the economic numbers. We discuss indices, stocks, commodities, and Forex, looking at the charts, trying to analyze things technically. And this is the risk warning. You can find a full statement at avatrade.com. And of course, everything we do here is purely educational. We do not suggest any trades. These are the channels of AvaTrade, and you have Telegram, you have X or Twitter. I like Twitter better. And my favorite, as I always say, YouTube channel. In general, I love YouTube, but here you can find a lot of educational material, tutorials, webinars are being recorded on AvaTrade channel. You can find the webinar that you missed or you'd like to watch it again. It's being posted, including this one. So I highly recommend for you to subscribe and click on that bell so you'll be notified real time. And of course, if you are watching it on YouTube, please feel free to click on likes, only if you like it, of course. You can feel free to share it with your friends. Definitely, I would appreciate the feedback. You can write your comments. It's very important for me to understand and to improve things. And just enjoy the YouTube. Okay, so before we go into economic calendar, I'd like to share a few words about the past week. It was an exciting week. We had market reacting to CPI numbers on Tuesday and then recovering those losses, and then we had kind of a I don't want to over-exaggerate it, but by saying hammering numbers, but PPI numbers on Friday caused the market to go down, and we did close down. So this is the thing. Let's see how this week will play for us. Now, upcoming week, we have, before I forget, by the way, Monday, it's President's Day in the United States. The markets are going to be closed, so stocks or equity market will not be opening. So NASDAQ will not open, New York Stock Exchange will not open. Some indices will be trading short session. So without confusion, you can get on avatrade.com trading info and then holidays hours, and you have specific instruments with hours are being posted there, so you can know what to expect. Okay. All right, economic calendar. As you can see, not many events, nothing on Monday as it's a holiday in the US. And before I go into specifics, especially for new people, this is the economic calendar. It's public information. You can find it on our web trader or the AvaGo app. Also, you can find it on third-party providers, and it's all the same info. What I do here, I take only high-impact events. As you could see, it's all in red, and there's much more. You can filter. You can see what's applicable for your trading. And again, just to bring it up, some people ignore economic calendar. Some people are very serious about it. But I think even if you're not really taking into considerations numbers or anything, which is understandable, even I always say, I think especially since 2007, 2008, when things are a little bit upside down, when sometimes the good news is the bad news and vice versa. So I always say, even if you know exactly the numbers ahead of time, it's very hard to predict specific moves on the market. So, but I think it is important to be prepared that the fact that certain things are coming out is going to be affecting the markets. Like you have events that create super high volatility, like interest rate decisions, NFP numbers, and like last week we had CPI affected, retail sales affected, PPI on Friday, and so on. So this week we have the following things. So again, this is just a high impact. We have Bank of Australia meeting minutes, that's on Tuesday. CPI numbers from Canada. Wednesday, very serious, this FOMC minutes. So basically what they will tell us the process of the thinking at the last decision making on interest rate. So market reacts to these things. Thursday, we have service PMI, manufacturing PMI from Germany and European Union. Then we have the same data with the service and manufacturing PMI from UK and US as well. We have global service PMI, global manufacturing PMI from US. That's on Thursday, and retail sales from New Zealand. So as you could see, not many or not a lot of high impact events. Again, Monday the markets are closed, so it's going to be choppy trading probably. Europe is open, so excuse me for my coughing. Still recovering a little bit here. So this is the economic calendar, all right? Now we're going to move to the MT4, and we'll try to analyze the market. So I'll start just with the results for last week, and these are the indices, the cash indices, not the futures. So I'm just give you the numbers according to sources here. So Dow Jones Industrial fell for the week 0.4%. Let's take a look really quickly how it looks. So as we said, Tuesday, it was a sell-off. Then Wednesday and Thursday, we had a recovery. And then Friday, we had a sell-off again after the PPI numbers. So Dow Jones actually held pretty nicely. Visually, if you look at the chart here, right, we still held that Wednesday and Thursday recovery kind of. S&Ps, the index fell 0.5% for the week, and actually 0.5% for the day, and for the week 0.4%. So here, as you could see, we almost give away the Thursday's advance move to the upside, and we'll give it away. Now, of course, this week, also in the beginning of the week, we posted the all-time high. This is the futures, right? Now, the numbers that I give you, those are the cash indices. So for the day, 0.5, for the week, 0.4 in a negative territory. NASDAQ, as you could see here on the futures, it gave away almost the previous 2 days of advance move, and it fell 0.8%. Nasdaq Composite, the index itself, and 1.3% for the week. So it gave away the most out of 3 US indices, and all 3 indices actually kind of turned around after the 5-week winning direction. As you could see here, 5 weeks on Nasdaq, 5 weeks on S&Ps, and 5 weeks on Dow Jones. So let's see. I mean, the public and the analysts, everybody's digesting this past week data, and let's see how we're starting the week. Again, It's going to be a little different because Monday market will not open. So I guess the full scale trading comes on Tuesday, and we have few things happening on Tuesday. We have Walmart reporting, and on Wednesday, everybody's, especially in the tech world, are expecting the earning numbers or earning results for the fourth quarter from NVIDIA, which is you could say it's a leader in tech sector. A lot of it to do with the artificial intelligence and the chips they're making for that sector of technology. So let's take a look quickly at China. It looks like China is waking up here. Maybe it's excitement of the Chinese New Year. Maybe the dragon is getting excited here, but we are finally breaking through this. If you remember, we mentioned for a long time this 11,500 level where we had a lot of actions. And this past week on Friday, we had a nice move. We closed almost at the highs. We break through 100 moving average here. So things are moving. And before we go into other things, as I usually connect with China, 4 markets, which is oil, copper, Australian dollar, and New Zealand dollar. And it's very simple. China is a big buyer of oil and copper, and of course, Australia and New Zealand are big suppliers for different kind of commodities to China. So those 4 instruments are very, very sensitive. So let's take a quick look what's happening. As you could see, oil is reacting to the Chinese positive move. We are retesting the previous high here from January 28 was 79.27. On a Friday, we bypassed it by 4 cents, but closed a little bit lower, and we did close above the 200 moving average. Excuse me. So that's crude oil. Copper must be reacting as well. Very strong reaction after the recent sell-off, by the 2 consecutive moves to the upside with the large candles here, and we did close above 50 moving average here. So we'll see if that continues. And we said Australian and New Zealand dollars. So here where the move, of course, it's related also to a latest weakness in US dollar. And we did hit the 200 moving average on Australian dollar, and New Zealand dollar had the 3 consecutive moves to the upside, and we are between the 200 and a 50 moving average here, right? So that's as far as indices. Now, German index, the DAX 40, had a nice move on Friday, brought in a lot of excited buyers. Take a look. We made our posted brand new all-time high. And of course, when the PPI numbers came with the States, the German index reacted as well. Take a quick look here. We had a move to even before they reacted to. So we had a nice move to the all-time highs, and then we continue sliding lower. So in any event, we do have a new number of all-time highs. That's 17,253. And we came back and closed below the high of the previous day. So pretty much Friday would be our indication of what's next. So we have a high on Friday and we have a low on Friday. And of course, the US market will be closed, but European markets are trading normally. So let's see what happens. We might actually see a retesting in the highs or lows. Most likely, it will be retesting the lows on Friday. We had a huge accumulation here, right? As you could see for many days, a few weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks accumulation here since 24th of January. Then we closed higher. That caused Friday's impulse to the upside, but then it failed. It came right back. So all these disappointed buyers might be flipping here and getting out of the positions And especially if we come to the bottom of this channel, it might create a little bit of a panic selling. Again, it's just a speculation. Nobody really knows what happens, but we have to be prepared to both scenarios. We can continue higher because there's nothing, excuse me, there's nothing holding it. There's no resistance. We're at the highs. And of course, we can slide lower and probably get back into this channel or below it, which would trigger selling here. Okay, that's as far as indices. Let's move to stocks. And as I mentioned to you, we have 2 stocks reporting this week, NVIDIA. And I mean, there's more, but the major ones, NVIDIA is reporting on Wednesday after the market. So all the actions will be probably taking place on Tuesday. And Wednesday, we have Walmart reporting on Tuesday, and Walmart currently also on Friday retested the all-time high territory but closed below. So across the board, stocks pretty much did the same. So let's see if the earnings of those two. JP Morgan, if you take banking sector, JP Morgan as well posted all-time high on Thursday. As you could see here, we are at the all-time excuse me, all-time high territories, and let's see if that continues or we're going to be retracing. Boeing, nobody talks about it for some reason since that issue with the Alaskan airline, and as you could see, that sell-off was intense with a lot of gaps, and we are kind of channeling here, right? This was the low somewhere here approximately from 199, and this was the high of the channel. So we are in the channel here. We're below all the moving averages here. Again, just to remind us, there was a door just, I think, fell off, and there was a lot of investigation, and then they came to a conclusion that during the service or repairs, somebody forgot to put some bolts there. But anyway, Boeing is not really rushing into recovering here. If you take a look at the weekly chart, we are sitting here, not moving any lower. So 199 is kind of a support. The 200 moving average is around 196, so we're right in between. Let's see how things working out for Boeing going forward. Also, Meta or Facebook posted all-time highs, as you could see here. Super strong move to the upside. We are rejecting, we had the double top here following the February 2nd. And again, if the market chooses to come in or to go south or to sell, even the strong stocks will definitely do that. As you could see, Microsoft here after posting the all-time highs. If you remember, we mentioned that Microsoft just became, that was past Friday, became #1 company with 3.12 trillion market capitalization. As you could see, this week it was a little bit of a correction here. Tesla is struggling around $200. It's been happening many times around this price point, as you could see here. If you go back November 22, then we had in 23, they had a lot of fights around this level. We had a support here on the end of October, from which we bounced to the upside, and now we're really struggling with that number again. So 200 for Tesla is being tested here. Worth mentioning, Uber, after making all-time highs, we had a little bit of a sell-off on Friday, as we said, when the market just moved down after the PPI numbers. And all the others reacted. Google reacted to the downside. Apple has been struggling. As you could see here, we are making lower highs. No lower lows yet, but we are below the 200 moving average here. Amazon has been strong, but after making highs here, which are not all-time highs, as you could see here, we didn't reach the all-time highs yet, but we kind of struggling around 170 and a half. ExxonMobil and Chevron should be moving higher with oil prices. So you see here, Exxon is struggling, breaking 104. It's been a lot of actions here. The end of last year, this year, we still haven't really succeeded to close above it. Just this one here, and then we sold again. And Chevron has been a little bit looking a little stronger and fighting here the 200 moving average here. So we'll see if oil continues moving higher. That would probably be if China continues moving higher. So we might see these two companies reacting and the shares moving high, the price of shares moving higher. And let's take a look at our Teva, which is kind of a long-term or investment thing that we discussed. We are retesting the breakout from this $13 zone. Take a look, 4 consecutive months were higher. And if you remember, we've been talking about Teva on and off for a while. When I mentioned to you that it's been zigzagging between 7 and 11. So every time it came closer to 7, there was a nice buying opportunity. And then we spoke about it that if we break 11, that 12, 13 is the next target. And if we are finally showing some strength here, we might see continuation to the upside. I think I mentioned at my last webinar or my market review with my team, I don't remember, but again, I don't remember which bank exactly, but one of the banks updated or upgraded the target for Teva at $19. And it makes sense because the next kind of a technical, it's around $20, and the 100 moving average is actually about $19, $18.91. So that makes sense. So if we are continuing feeling strength here, we might actually continue higher on Teva, which is a great move percentage-wise. Okay, so that's it with stocks. And you know what? I just wanted to show you a few things. I'm going to go back to slides just to show you what's been happening. The 10-year yields here. We had a strong move this past week. We went all the way to 4.32%, which caused the strength in the dollar and the weakness in gold, and also added to the weakness in stocks. So we are kind of in the channel here between 419 and 432. We closed on Friday at 428. So if we remaining strong, even moving higher, that would create more pressure on equity markets and maybe add value to dollar and press the gold a little bit. So just for us to watch that. Also, as I said here, NVIDIA is reporting on Wednesday, and it's very serious. And I just want to show you, just for illustration purposes, to see how volatile the market could be reacting to it. So again, this stock, Supermicro, what's the name of it? Supermicro Computer Incorporated. The stock is up this week about 900%. So when I look at this chart again, we're not talking about it. I don't know if you're trading and not trading, if you know about it. I just wanted to show you and share with you my thoughts. You know, I came to trade in the year 2000, and I've seen stocks with the .com flying like crazy from $10 to $400, and then going back to $1 and disappearing. I'm not saying that this stock is the story, but just give you an example. As this stock just fell in one day when we had the PPI numbers and the reaction to the market, the stock just fell 20%. And for the year, it just had a vertical move to the upside. And right here on the 15th, actually, one of the banks upgraded and had a great future predicted for the company. And the very next day, we kept up and we just sold. So just to show you that something's happening in the market, and people are kind of very cautious, and when something is not fitting their positive idea, they just bail out of stocks very quickly. So I just figured I'd just show it to you. Okay, so going back So we went through the stocks, and we'll continue with commodities. As we mentioned, gold. Uh, Here we had the 3 consecutive moves to the upside on gold, even though the yields are higher. So maybe gold is reacting or acting as a safe haven as the equity market's selling. Gold is regaining some strength. It happens a lot. So we're back about 2008, the area they've been discussing. We did hold, take a look, we almost hit that trend line that I set up a while ago, connecting these two tops, right? We did almost hit it, and the 3 consecutive sessions to the upside. So let's see how gold continues here. Copper, as we mentioned, is bouncing because of China. Oil, we said, is also showing strength, reflecting the positive move on Chinese economy there, or Chinese market. Palladium, where are you? Okay, Palladium had a nice bounce after shaking everybody out here with a strong Wednesday continuation on Thursday, and a little bit of a sell-off on Friday, and we did hold that 950 area. As you could see here, support, then became resistance again, and then we came right back. There was very fast recovery, and we are holding. So I mentioned to my team when I discussed Palladium, it's like, yes, all this sell-off, it's a slowdown of selling of the cars, electric market is growing, and as we know, Palladium is being used in catalyst or the exhaust system in the cars, but it's not the only area it's being used. So I kind of share with my team that, maybe, excuse me, maybe the sell-off that's been happening for a while now is actually doomed to be recovered, at least partially. So we did have a nice recovery here after selling with about the $100 move to the upside this past week. Very nice. So we'll be watching Palladium. We'll see how it acts again around 950. Natural gas, as we said, nobody wants it, even at these levels. We had a little bit of a bounce on Friday. I guess weather related, and storage is full of natural gas, and production is booming, and so on. So can't really say or predict what's happening here. We just broke through this previous support of April, as we mentioned, at 194, and we could be headed to retesting the lows of 151, and that's from June of 2020. Or we might be bouncing. As you could see here, it's 4 consecutive weeks to the downside. We did have the bounce here, but it was 4 consecutive months to the downside. So let's see. We'll keep an eye on natural gas, but as of now, it's very hard to make any sense of it. Cocoa. So we mentioned cocoa. If you remember, I mentioned to you that we made highs on the high volume, and this volume was peak. And as I mentioned to you here, this 2 weeks ago, we had a double of the average volume here at least. So I mentioned that we could be seeing a reversal here, and it did happen. And Friday was a sell-off here. So we'll continue watching cocoa. We might see continuation, maybe coming to of course, the 5,000 psychological level. We could be going lower, retesting this support from which we made another leg up. And also we have 50 moving average around 4,600. So again, fundamentally, it looks like nothing changed. We still have a shortage of supply from the Western Africa that supplies cocoa, and that's Ivory Coast and Ghana, I think. I could be mistaken. Ivory Coast for sure, but I think another country is Ghana. Those are major suppliers. So let's see. Cocoa could be a continuation to the downside until we find some level of support. Okay, that's as far as commodities. And let's take a look at the Forex world. We'll start with dollar index. So you could see here with a nice move on Tuesday on the CPI report. And then the next 3 days, we were correcting, and we're back to this magic number 104.15. And again, I'm going to show you why that. Here you go. We had a lot of actions around this number, and then we made a lower low from here back in May of last year. So we're still fighting over that number here. Take a look this year. Since since last year, September, we had a lot of actions here. We had a nice support established here. We went higher, we came back, struggled. We created a resistance here back in December. And now after a sell-off and recovery, we're still a lot of actions. We're having a lot of actions around this number. So that's as far as dollar index. Of course, if you see the majors, this was the channel that we mentioned on British pound between 126, 128, was still below it, trying to enter that channel again. Euro was trying to come to 108 again after refusing or rejecting that level. And Japanese yen is continuing being weak, but we are getting closer to that, according to the governor of Bank of Japan, possibly action on Bank of Japan around April, when they will finally make a move away from the negative interest rates. USD CAD has been selling. Of course, price of oil adding to it as Canadian dollar sensitive and kind of correlating with oil prices. We spoke about Australian, New Zealand dollars. They're reacting to the upside, partially because of China. And let's take a look at Japanese yen against other currencies. As you could see here, Swiss franc JPY, I've been talking about it pretty much every session. I personally watched this pair a lot of actions. We couldn't break higher. We did close below 170.5. This is the level from which we sold back in November. So we are building a lot of accumulation here, one way or another. Logically speaking, the upside is a little bit limited after this move. As you could see here, monthly, we are flat. On the weekly chart, we are flat, opening and closing pretty much the same. And let's see, maybe as closer we get to that interest rate change or increase on Japanese yen, we might see this pair acting to the downside. Australian dollar has been strong against yen, but we are facing resistance here. Canadian, very strong, and oil prices adding to it. It looks like we are actually at the all-time highs on CAD JPY. Definitely will be watching that. But a lot of tails just telling you something. Again, it could be my subjective thinking or speculation, but these tails are showing you, and Friday kind of failed and moved to the upside, show you that maybe we're reaching the tops as well. Euro JPY showing also resistance as most of the pairs. Pound JPY it's been strong. Let's see on the monthly chart. We're not at the all-time highs, but we are facing resistance around these levels. And New Zealand JPY as well, we're facing resistance. So it looks like the situation is remaining the same. Yen is remaining weak, but it's not showing significant weakness at these levels. It's been really holding and kind of being stubborn and not giving away positions. So as we get closer to that decision, Bank of Japan, as I always say, Bank of Japan is very tricky. They could make a decision unexpectedly and by surprise to catch everyone. They're very famous for that, with their famous interventions and actions in the market. So let's see what happens there. All right, so that's the Forex world. And Bitcoin, it's a party for crypto lovers. We are about above 50 and holding steadily. We broke through 50 on the 14th, and we actually holding nicely here. There's a lot of excitement. We need to break to this level, as we mentioned, on December 2021. The high here was 51.8, 51,800. We're trading exactly at those levels. So let's draw the line somewhere here. I guess to round it up to 52,000, if we start building support above 52, we might be seeing, we actually hit it already, right? That was on the 15, we hit 52,807, but we came right back below 52. So 52,000, it's the territory where the fights between the buyers and the sellers are happening. Okay, guys, I guess we're gonna wrap it up. I wanna thank you all. Again, these are the channels. Please subscribe, please follow. I wanna thank you for participating. Have an amazing weekend, whatever's left, and prepare yourself for the upcoming week. Again, Monday, US markets are closed. We're gonna have certain things coming out. I wanna wish everyone a successful week, and we should be back next Sunday. All the best.